Hey, folks, Sir Charles Carey here, and I think the topic speaks for itself. Are you ready? So, welcome to another episode of Desktop Discussions. And today, I'm going to ask you a couple of questions. And yeah, you can answer me. I would love to get your feedback. I would love to know what you think. Post your questions, post your comments. But the real comments and the real questions are for you to answer yourself. And why I say that is because at the end of the day, I always say it, the cure for your life starts with you. So, again, are you ready? Are you ready for the next phase? Are you ready for the next level? Are you ready for the next venture? Are you mentally prepared? See, because you can even have all the tools, all the resources, but you just don't feel like it, which says you're not mentally ready. You can be mentally ready, but you don't have the resources, which means you're not really ready to pull the trigger. You're not really ready to start. Furthermore, why I asked the question, are you ready, is because once again, we're at that time of the year where a lot of us, we feel very emotional. And I pretty much speak about this at this time of the year, and sometimes throughout the year as well. But I do because I know I've been impacted. And I also know that I'm not the only one. We have ebbs and flows, we're up, we're down. Phrase it how you'd like. But at the end of the day, the bottom line is sometimes we're just not there mentally. And because of this being the time of the year that it is, we sometimes are blindsided by our emotions. Sometimes we're blindsided by different thoughts that we have. So again, I ask you, are you ready for the next iteration of you? Are you ready for the opportunity to level up? And as I mentioned earlier, we think about different things at this time of the year because of what time in the year that it is. And I recently lost a friend. We participated in some of the same spaces as speakers, presenters, trainers, and authors. And I hope that you will join me tonight in memory of Dr. Stephanie Burrows, because I know that she really fought hard for what she did as an entrepreneur. I know she really felt her heart, soul was locked into doing something that was important to her. Yeah, it may have been her livelihood, but she chose it because of how much it meant to her, what it felt like to her. And that's why I tell people, don't do it if you don't love it, whatever the it is, especially as an entrepreneur, because we lose time and we lose resources. And sometimes, I never say it's too late, but sometimes we're so distraught because we didn't make a good choice that when it's all said and done, it's kind of hard to roll back the tape. It's kind of challenging to restart, but sometimes it's necessary. Sometimes it's part of what I call the training ground to getting where you really should be. So, as you think about what your next level is, whether you're making 100,000 more, or whether you're just satisfied with being in the game, or whether it's your first day, try your best to make a wise decision. And I'll tell you one of the things that I tell a lot of clients and prospects about making that decision on where they want to land. I ask a question, in fact, what is the thing that you talk about more than anything else? And when you talk about it, you light up inside. Whatever that thing is, I tell people constantly, I promise you, you may have just met your purpose. Now, yes, there's a lot of other things that are attached to it. There's a lot of other things that go along with it. And I think they're very important things. But, I think it's just important that we realize that, you know what? The thing that I want, it's important to me. The thing that I want, it wants me to. I just need to seek it. I need to, find it and make it a reality. I need to cultivate it, birth it, style it for me. And you can't do that if you're not ready because it won't be authentic. It won't hold shape. When people do ceramics. They make ceramics or they create certain artwork, right? They put it on that wheel and it's just a lump of clay, right? And then they got to pump the wheel so it's going around. And then they have to put a little bit of water on it. Then they have to begin to shape it with their hands, whether it's a cup, a vase, whatever it may be. And if you're not ready, it won't hold shape. So what you'll find out, a lot of people, what they do, they smash it back down so it's just a lump of clay again. And then as they're pumping that wheel and it's going around and around, they begin to reshape it again, turn it into a cup, turn it into a bowl, turn it into a vase, turn it into whatever item that they're planning on. And that's just the beginning, because it's got to dry, it's got to be, maybe smoothed out, maybe even painted. So just for the beginning stages, you've got to be ready, or your shape, your item, your whatever you want to call it, it won't come to fruition. It won't amount to anything. I'm saying cement, but it's not cement. I believe it's clay that they use to make these different creative items. So it's the same thing with your life. In order for you to be a better artist, a better speaker, author, whatever it is, first you must decide. Number two, then you must take action. And then number three, as you're pouring your heart and soul into it, you have to make sure that it's going in the direction that you want it to go in, that it's amounting to something that helps or feeds someone's needs. So, when I say, are you ready? I really mean, are you ready? And how do I know about this? Because I've got a lot of down times. I've had a lot of sad times. I've had a lot of uncertain times. And I kept it to myself. And the reason why I kept it to myself, because I was embarrassed. I didn't want to share that with anyone. I thought that I was above. I was supposed to be a more professional. Well, professionals have feelings. Professionals have emotions. We all go through things. And I understand that, you know what? We have high expectations of ourselves at times, and we probably should, but we should also be realistic enough to know that you're not going to have it all together all the time, and you're not going to have all the answers. So if you got questions or comments, please feel free, post them. I'd love to engage with you. We're getting close to the holiday. We're getting close to, actually, we got a few holidays. One is already passed, two are coming up. And I just think that you need to know you're not alone. So as you're getting ready, which I hope you are, think about some of the things that I've shared. And if you're taking notes, great. If you haven't, watch this again. Share it with someone that maybe can benefit besides yourself, because I think it's really important. A lot of us are so embarrassed or so, I guess, into ourselves that we don't want to let the cat out the bag, that we don't know how. I have been that way. Being a solopreneur, I have been that guy, and sometimes I'm still that guy. I do a lot of things with other people, but I also do a lot of things alone. Yes, you have to think things through. It takes a lot more effort, a lot more work, but you got to stay in the game. And if you want to level up, you've got to be ready. And the only way to be ready is to know what you want and to be honest with yourself. Maybe next time I'll talk about some of the steps of, acknowledging where you are and what it takes to get to those other 4 steps so that you can be ready, get in the game, and become the best version of you. So once again, if you join me tonight, I'll be sharing an interview that I had with Dr. Stephanie Burrows, who we lost most recently. Really great sister. Again, she was in the game because she wanted to be, because she loved doing what she did. And she's no longer here. And that's the same for you or I. We may not always be here. So why not do your best to not just enjoy your life, but share things with other people that can benefit from your works? They say we're supposed to leave this place better than it was before we got here. I'm doing my best to do my part, and you should too. Radiate the brain, folks, and change the game. I'll see you next time. Hopefully tonight too.